Hey guys, welcome to another NFL video. Now as you see on my NFL Weekly Pick'em, fucking sadly, I am ranked in the 15,000s because I suck so much dick. Now I'm gonna go over my predictions in the, for week 1 of the NFL season. No, I know week 2 is actually coming really fucking fast because see, week 2 is only a couple of days away. Technically, it already kicked off last night when the Jets and the Bills played. Which, I will not reveal that in this video, but maybe another. No, I'm not going to reveal it. I'm just going to maybe talk about it or some shit. I might just talk about the, I might just talk about the game, but not actually look at the game. I'm just going to talk about it. Share the score, share a little bit of info, and then, and it's very likely that I will share this info during a gaming video, maybe even if I want to make a vlog. Tomorrow, September 17th, fucking Constitution Day, when our country actually got laws created, so, yeah. Pretty much, if that thing were to be destroyed now, nothing would matter in the United States. We could all just fucking kill each other. Personally, I don't want that to happen. I want to kill myself, if anything. I don't want to let anyone kill me. I want it to be my decision if I die. Like, that's why suicidal people are fucking suicidal. They either hate their lives or they don't want somebody to kill them. They want to kill themselves. Which the majority of people just hate themselves when they do that. But let's not talk about that. Let's get into the prediction. But fucking forget about the Jets and Bills. I'll talk about that another time. I'll do my week 2. By the way, starting in week 3, I will make predictions for... You know what? Never fucking mind. I'm going to make week 2 predictions tomorrow. Maybe even let you know some college football results. So yeah, during football season, I'm going to make NFL videos at least once or twice a week. So that means once a day. So maybe 2 days of the week I might make one NFL video, and that'll be it. So any day, like maybe just a review or something. On Monday... Okay, how about this? I will reveal everything on fucking... Oh, let's stop talking about this. I'll let you guys know at the end of the video. So, yeah, I got this right. The Broncos won by a missed field goal against the Panthers in their first home opener. So I got that one right. Okay, so that's a 1-0 record. The Raiders at the Saints. Sadly, the fucking Saints didn't want to hold on to a victory. Which, if the Saints just knew the Raiders were going to go for that 2-point conversion, the Raiders got lucky and won that. I really think the Saints are a playoff team, but the Raiders are actually really good. I was hoping the Saints wouldn't win just for my benefit with these predictions. But there were so many I got wrong that I should have gotten right. I should have maybe gotten 1 or 2 wrong. I got fucking 5 wrong. So there's one of them. 1-1. 2-1. I'm not even going to talk about that one. Fucking Eagles whooped the Browns. Vikings at Titans. Vikings won. That's 2-1. Or, no, that's 3-1. Chargers. Now, believe it or not, the Chargers were actually up 27-10 on the Chiefs at the Chiefs in the third quarter midway through. They were up 27-10 on them, and pretty much the Chiefs had to come back from what was a 17-point deficit. They were down 10-27. So I believe the Chargers are actually getting better. I don't think they're going to be that bad this year overall, because if they're able to scare the Chiefs like that, the chances of them being able to go to the playoffs will be good. Because the Chiefs are actually really good. They were down 27-10 at the Chargers. I'm thinking, please, Chiefs, just come back and win. Because that was my prediction. The Chiefs win home against the Chargers. And personally, if you guys haven't seen my videos, if you haven't seen my videos, I have said that the Chargers are going to be better this year, and that they're going to get a win against the Chiefs at home. So, yeah, if they're able to beat, I think they'll be 3-3 in the division this year, beat every team at home, but, well, except for the Broncos. I think they'll go to the Broncos and win there, but lose at home, or the other way around. Chargers, I don't know which one they're going to win, but I believe they'll win one. They might even win both. I don't know. That would actually be really cool. That would give the Broncos a losing record, I would think. So, Bengals at Jets. Now, we're going to talk about this one a little bit. The Jets, by the way, have a 1-1 record because they lost this game and won last night against the Bills. I said I wasn't going to talk about it. But anyway, yeah, the Bengals were able to win by a field goal. They had to get a last-minute field goal to be able to take the 1-point lead. I was hoping the Jets would score or something. But what Ryan Fitzpatrick did was so fucking stupid. Threw an interception to the Bengals side, and then the Bengals could just kneel down. They didn't have enough time. They had no fucking timeouts. The game was clearly over once the Bengals made a mistake when taking a snap, which didn't happen. So the Bengals won that game, blah, blah, blah. This pretty much messed up my whole thing, and not only that, but the Jets won and lost the games I didn't predict. So at this time, I did have the Jets 1-1, but they won the opposite games. So yeah, they did win 2 games. They did lose 1 and win 1, but it was opposite order. So I got the Jets record right, but I have the games wrong. So yeah, clearly at this time I thought they'd be 1-1. I thought they'd lose to the Bills, beat the Bengals, but no, I'm wrong. Yes, I did have the Buccaneers beating the Falcons, so they're going to start off on a good note. They're winning 31-24. Falcons couldn't come back, so yeah, Buccaneers at one point in that game was up 31-20. Not 31-13. Now that's what you call an ass whooping. So at one point the Falcons were screwed. Right, the Bills, just like last night, it was a close game. They only lost by a touchdown without the extra point. So if Buffalo got a touchdown, they probably could have beaten the Ravens. And I think the Ravens, they'll do way better than they did last year. I think they might even I think they're going to reverse the record they had last year. They're going to go from 5-11 to 11-5. And the only reason why they lost so many games last year, why they sucked, not only were their games close, but they didn't have the good players they needed to win by enough. So this is clearly going to be the Ravens' comeback here. For once, this year they're not going to start off losing their first 3 games, which was the first time they ever did it as of last year. They made team history. I think last year was a very historical football year because a lot of historical things have happened. I don't really remember, but oh yeah, not only did the Ravens go 0-3 for the first time, but the Bengals went 7-0 for the first time in team history, which has never happened. The Bengals have only existed since the 70s, though. They've only been around for 45 years at this point. Only been around for 45 years and went 7-0 for the first time. I mean, seven games back in the day was probably about half the games you'd play now. So 7-7 would be average record. But nowadays, if you have 7 wins, you'll have 9 losses. So, or you'll have 7 or 8 wins, or 7 or 8 losses, but a tie or 2 in each. So there you go. I don't think there's been more than 2 ties in an NFL season since there's been 16 games. There might have, but there's not very many. Yeah, let's not talk about this one too much because I already knew who was going to win. Texans at Bears. But however, yeah, the Texans won. So I believe the record is, let's see, see, 3, 4 and 1, 4 and 2, 5 and 2, 6 and 2, 7 and 2, 8 and 2. Alright, so we're going to talk about how Green Bay beat Jacksonville. Now, I didn't expect Jacksonville to come so close in this game. This was a game that I thought the Packers were going to win by a lot, and win by at least a good 2-3 touchdowns. But no, so Jacksonville's proven they're getting better. They're at home. I mean, like, if they were in Green Bay, they'd probably lose a lot worse. So either way, I don't think if they went to the Super Bowl this year, they definitely make history because they're one of the only teams that haven't made it to a Super Bowl since joining the NFL. They've been around for over 20 years. So that's why they haven't won a Super Bowl yet. Yeah, however, they almost beat the Packers, so they could possibly show that they might make it to a Super Bowl in the next coming years. Now, Miami, this game surprised me the second most because Seattle here, and by the way, this is 9-2. By the way, Seattle here, they almost lost this game. They were down 6-10 in the late fourth quarter, like maybe 4 or 5 minutes left to go in the game. They scored it within the last minute, that last touchdown, and they missed the extra point. Also meaning that if the Dolphins were to get a field goal, they'd have the win. So I got very lucky on that one. I did not think the Seahawks would not win by enough. I didn't think the Seahawks would win by only 2 points at home against the Dolphins. I thought the Dolphins were going to get their asses handed to them. But nope, Seattle actually kind of struggled that game. And even at one point, trailed by 4. So, yeah, this was a tough game for Seattle. It was either a tough game for Seattle or a good game for Miami. So this was either one of Seattle's bad games. They weren't ready for it. Or just clearly one of the two are going to have a different season than last year. Which I think the Seahawks have some good players. They just didn't show the effort. Like, they weren't too... Like, they kicked the field goal and they could have gone for a touchdown. Come on. So clearly it was just a little bit of a lack in effort, but they showed it near the end. So I don't think this will continue. If it does, I think Seattle will have a bad season. Like, I'd say in the next 2 games. By week 4, we should be able to determine. And then by week 4 or 5, we should be able to determine who's good and who's average and who's terrible. So the 2-2 teams by week 4 are clearly average. 1-3 or lower, you suck. 3-1 or better, you're doing good. But you know that could always change throughout the season. So by week 10 for sure, you should know who's doing really good and who's not. By week 12, you'll probably know who's going to the playoffs and who it might be over for. So yeah, this one surprised me the most, however. The Lions getting the victory over the Colts at the Colts. Now, so far, the ones that I actually got wrong, all the ones I got wrong, that happened on this Sunday, and of course that Thursday, they all took place within a touchdown. Now, the Lions actually made it tough to stay within a touchdown. Tough within a field goal because they actually got a safety at the end. Because Indianapolis was actually, they came back from being down like 35-21. It was 28-21. They got a touchdown. Then the Lions got a touchdown. They missed the extra point. And then all of a sudden Indianapolis gets a touchdown. Now they're up 35-34 because they made it. So the Lions would make the field goal. They'd be up 37-35 now because they made it all the way down the field because of the Colts' terrible defense, which is now going to lead me to believe that the Colts could have a bad season. Now, anyone who thinks the Broncos will beat the Colts, especially with the fact that they just lost Peyton Manning this year, there's no way they're going to beat the Colts. Like, I mean, unless the Colts are going to be bad. Well, I think that could have just been a fluke game, but of course, it could also mean, like, the Miami game. The Lions could be a good team this year, or the Colts could be a horribly terrible team this year, like they were last year, and have an 8-8 season. But, yeah, we're not going to talk about this too much. I'll probably be able to determine that for you guys by week 3 or 4. Who's good. So I might even change some predictions. Because tomorrow I will look at my predictions. I will see if I want to change them, if I want to keep them the way they are. Clearly, I left the ones the way they are. I wanted to change this one down here that I got right. By the way, we're moving on now to 9-3, 10-3. So I actually thought the Giants were going to lose that game. But they actually came back when they were down by about, 6? Yeah, they were down 13-19. They got a touchdown, got the extra point, took a 20-19 lead. Cowboys made a very horrible mistake. Instead of going out of bounds, their receiver did, and being able to set up a field goal or something like that. They were in field goal range, too. He fell down out in bounds like an idiot, and that cost them the game. So anyway, time ran out, expired. This was probably by far one of the most interesting other than the Raiders and the Saints. So I'm just glad that the Giants were able to win that because I didn't change my predictions in time. I wonder if I had changed my predictions, the Cowboys would have won. Hopefully either way, I'd still have the record I do now. However, there are some games I regret. Now, I didn't know how good the Patriots were going to be coming into this game. Jimmy Garoppolo is actually pretty good now, because if you're able to beat the Cardinals at the Cardinals as a backup quarterback, I believe that you are a very good quarterback. So now, since I only had them losing that game too, so now I think they're going to win every game. And clearly, I think this will make them the best spot in the AFC, for sure. No matter what the Steelers' record is, no matter how many games they win or lose, I think they go over the Steelers. Of course, unless the Steelers beat them. Then they'll be 13-3. And, yeah, I only had them losing, maybe 3 games, and this being one of them. What do you know? One of them was the Jets, and one of them was somebody else. Oh, the Dolphins. This was the only non-division opponent I had them losing to. So, now I think the Patriots will be 14-2, and they're going to take over the AFC this year. So, sadly, that is now a 10-4, 11-4, and 11-5. Now, we're going to talk about these 2 Monday night games here. Pittsburgh at Washington. That's easy. I knew the Steelers were going to win. No, I actually have the Steelers winning 38-17. This was a very close score prediction. 38-16. I was only off by 1 point for the Redskins, so they scored 1 point less than I predicted. So final score 38-16. Steelers were actually struggling in the beginning. Came back, came out, pulled something out of their ass, and so this bottom one here was the one that surprised me the most. Well, between the Lions and the Colts. But the Niners, what the hell? Oh yes, I do remember saying that this would be the only division game that they would win at home against the Rams. No, I think I went a little overly, excessively too good for the Rams. At one point, I had them having a 14-2 record. I had them being a really good team. But, they need to win the games they need to win, or they're not going to be a good team. Next week, who do they play? I'm not going to look at it right now. But I'll look at it afterwards, after this video is uploaded, after you guys have seen everything you wanted to see me talk about. So San Francisco wins by a score of 28-0. Not only did they win. But they won by a fucking huge blowout win, and it was also a shutout too, so 49ers didn't let them score. So this either means the Niners are good, the Rams suck, or it was just a bad game for the Rams. Because, you know, the 49ers did beat the Broncos, which the Rams did not do in the preseason. So if in the preseason the Niners are going to beat the Broncos, but the Rams aren't, that's a little scary. So I guess maybe the 49ers are improving. But personally, I think it was that the Rams had a bad game. I think they'll do good next week. However, this was probably the, I described this pretty similar to the Giants and the Cowboys, how I had it set up here. Like, I thought the Cowboys had a chance to beat the Giants, but I switched it, the Giants over Cowboys. I think I might have told you guys the Cowboys, but I switched it to the Giants. I didn't make that video where I was going to switch all my predictions, but you guys know what I meant. I was just going to show you guys the playoff games, and you guys would tell their records, so you know I changed it up a little bit. Now, this was actually the one that I would predict the 49ers would win if they couldn't win the other games they needed to. This was the only division win I actually gave them, so I wasn't completely too shocked that they won this game. I wasn't too completely shocked. But I was just going to say the Rams to be safe, because the Rams actually beat them last year. I think, though, the 49ers were able to find a way to beat them in St. Louis, I think, because they did lose at home. Remember that one time they were going to win 17-13, but then they fumbled the fucking ball at the 1-yard line and gave it back to the Rams. And the Rams were able to seal a win and, you know, beat the 49ers at the Niners. But then I think they came around and won. This might have been the year before, but I do know the Chargers were the only team last year to not have a division win, which that was just because I think they were struggling last year. I don't know what players they had missing. I think they had some good players. But not like the Ravens. The Ravens were missing a whole bunch of good players. Terrell Suggs was one of them because he's really dangerous on defense. Their defense probably wasn't that good last year either. The only team they really did good against was Pittsburgh overall. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. The Browns were able to actually go over there last year and win. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I hated it because I don't like the Browns. I think I'd prefer the Browns over the Ravens. So, you know, in the next video, you guys might want to check out my Week 2 predictions, which I'm going to do on the next page here. I'm going to reveal something to you guys. So I'm 15,839. That's fucking horrible. Oh, it says I'm Oh, fuck. It says I'm 30,701, and this says 92,880. So I'm within the top 100,000, but I fucking suck. So yeah, I'll be focusing on this week next week. The Jets beat the Bills. That's all I'm going to reveal to you guys. Jets went to the Bills and won. So I will be on this page next week doing a fucking thing. I don't know. I'll just be fucking doing a thing where I predict who wins and who loses, but yep, I already got one incorrect starting out week 2. I was hoping the Bills would win and not disappoint me. So I now have a 1-1 record on Thursday Night Football. Or if you didn't count last week's game Thursday night, which I would consider it Thursday night. So, because it was on a Thursday night. On Thursday night games, I'm 1-1 so far. Jets beat the Bills 37-31. I fucking was supposed to do this in another video. But who cares? See you guys in the next video.